fellow detoxers. We are on deep dive. And so as we're in this deep dive, you are going to have some awarenesses. And what I want you to notice about these awarenesses is your habits and how they're starting to shift. So I'm going to pop onto my whiteboard and do a little bit of drawing here for you. So you can follow along with this or just listen to what works. And so I'm going to build a T-chart here. And in this T-chart, I want you to put on the left-hand side, outdated habits. And on the right-hand side, we are going to put emerging habits. And then I want you to fill this in. Take a few minutes and fill this in. What I'm noticing is for my outdated habits, I am disconnected to Netflix. It's no longer drawing me in, so that's really cool. The other thing, let me just check out my sheet here. Oh, I'm no longer unconsciously. You can ignore the fact that I'm not spelling very good. Unconsciously playing games. It's like it's a choice I make. Oh, I'm going to spend 10 minutes and play a game. Sometimes I even set my timer. Another one, I was not paying attention to my meal planning. I was more concerned about family meals and less on mine. So those are just three little kind of like quick, short ones that I have on my piece of paper. And so those are some of the outdated habits I'm noticing. I'm also not craving junk food or buying junk food. I'm not craving junk food and I'm not buying. I was at 2 grocery stores yesterday and my daughter asked me if we could get, I think it was chips. And I'm like, no, I'm doing this detox. I'm not buying that right now. And it was a very solid no. So once we kind of do a brainstorm of our outdated habits, I want to look at what habits do we have emerging? What are you starting to notice? And for me, I'm wanting foods which deeply nourish me. What else am I noticing? That I want to be outside more. In fact, I just sat outside for 15 minutes on my deck and had to make myself come back in and go back to work. So I'm intentionally getting out of my office. It's like I'm going upstairs and doing some of the other things on my to-do list, like cooking, cleaning my kitchen, organizing my meal plan, hanging out with my family, going and purposefully seeking out the people I want to hang out with. And I think that's really important. And I will touch base on that a little bit later. So make this list of your emerging habits. And one of the things I want you to recognize is who are you in this moment in that journey of identity evolution? In that, in this detox, you are more conscious and more aware. And so where you are doing less of these outdated numbing habits. Because as we continue along and as our stress and overwhelm and just kind of like carries us along, we use habits to numb ourselves. We use those outlying sources to numb ourselves. For me, it was Netflix, unconsciously playing my games. It's like I'm numbing myself to actually what's going on in my body. From this place here, I'm noticing that I want more deep, nourishing foods, and I'm taking the action steps to make that happen. I want to be outside more. And so from this place of where you're at, I want you to really be aware of what are your emerging habits. And then the next thing I want you to become aware of is we are creating these amazing habits. What triggers are going to show up in self-sabotages. So based on Ayurveda, as well as behavior science, we have 5 emotional triggers, or 5 triggers. One of them is emotion, so it's like emotional eating. Another one is a place. So maybe in your kitchen, you open your fridge even though you're not hungry. Another one is a time. When I taught, I used to, like, 2 o'clock regularly have dark chocolate that was in my desk drawer. It was a habit that I'd created because my energy was starting to drop. The other one is a person. So is there a specific person in your life that triggers you to stay up late when you know you need to go to bed? Is there a certain person in your house that triggers you because they want you to have a snack and a drink later on in the evening or watch a movie? And it doesn't need to be bad. It's not a bad thing. It's a noticing. And then it's having that conversation about how you want to shift it. Emotions, time, person, place. I'm missing one. Uh-oh. I'm missing one and I don't know what it is at this moment. Time, person, place. Oh, prior action. So what prior action might trigger you to go towards those less emerging habits, the outdated actions? One for me would be eating popcorn while watching a movie. So it's like deciding to watch a movie may make me have popcorn, which then sometimes, not always, leads me to unconscious eating and hiding. So I would say it's not an easy concept, but start to get curious about what triggers are you noticing that are pulling you back towards those outdated habits.